Before we actually do our lacing, there are a few preliminaries we should talk about. One is to condition your lace. You'll notice that I have here a piece of sheep wool. I have put some leather conditioner on there. It could be any one of a number of conditioners. It could be Lexol, be Dr. Jackson's Hide Rejuvenator. It could be mink oil. It could be the Aussie conditioner. Any conditioner will work. This makes your lace softer and easier to handle and will lay down much better. To do decorative lacing, we will go through the holes probably at least twice, sometimes more. So we want to make sure we have a needle that's nice and flat, so we'll use the 2-prong needle, and we will do several things to make that easier. One, we'll take a stencil knife and cut a point on our lace. And now we will come back about a 1/2 inch and very carefully split the lace and taper it down to where it's just a feather edge at the point. Now we're ready to put it into the needle. To insert the lace into the needle, it's best to kind of hold it between your 2 fingers as you see me here, and then open it with your thumbnail. Slide the lace in past the 2 prongs and not too far in because we don't want to spread this needle. Then you can take a pliers and squeeze it, or if you want you can lay it on your marble and tap it with your mallet. Frankly, I prefer to use a pliers. On many occasions when doing the applique lace, you'll find it necessary to do splicing. Number one, it's not a good idea to have more than 36 inches of lace, at the most 48 inches at one time, because as you pull it through the holes, it will tend to wear and deteriorate. So let's learn to do what I'll call a cement splice. Now, this is better than most other splices because you can use it in any situation. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my stencil knife and very carefully split this lace in half from top to bottom. I'm skiving it down and get to a feather edge. Now I may have to come back and take a little more back here. I want to have about 1 inch. Now this was off the top side. Now the other piece, we'll take it off the bottom side. And we'll take about the same length, about 1 inch. This will take a little practice. If you haven't done it before, don't get discouraged. It'll be something that you will need to learn. Here again, come back and get about 1 inch and make sure it goes to the feather edge. I like to use contact cement to do this, so you'll notice I have a paper towel here, and I'll just take my brush and brush some on both ends as you see me here. And I will let this dry until it's tacky, then we'll put it together. We have allowed our cement to dry until it's tacky, so now we can stick the 2 pieces together. So very carefully line them up and stick them down. Now if you want, you can take your mallet and tap it lightly. Now I would just wait a few more minutes and you're ready to lace. If I make a mark in here, I've set my dividers up at about a 1/2 inch, so I'll make a little mark right here in the center. Now that tells me about where my guidelines should be, so I'll come over here and set up my wing divider to hit right on that line. So now I can make a guideline on this side, turn it, make a guideline down the other side. Now we can begin our punching. We will cut our holes right on these lines now on both sides. Make sure you get all the way through the leather, but don't try to go too deep. Only deep enough so that you get through. We're not punching holes in the board, we're punching holes in the leather. When punching this second row of holes, make sure that you are directly positioned across from the one on the other side. This is very important. Make sure you start properly, and you can check it occasionally to make sure you're still in the right position. To do the Mexican round braid, or as they call it here when we're doing it on a flat surface, the Mexican flat braid, you come out from the inside about the second hole down, then you go down to the third hole, 1, 2 to the third hole, you go in. Now we go straight across in the back, as you see here. Straight across. Now we come down, skip one, and come down. Go straight across. And skip one. Now we will continue this all the way down. I neglected to tell you that this stitch is done with 4 strands. The first strand, we went all the way down as we showed you before. The second strand, we start at the second hole from the top again, and we go from the inside out. Now in this case, we go across and into the empty hole on the other side. Now, on the back, we go just like before, straight across and out. Now, we go down to the next open hole. And we go across the back. Down to the next open hole, and we will continue this all the way down. For the third strand, we come out of the first hole, as you can see here on my left side, and we go down 2 holes. Now you'll notice here we're going in this hole the second time in this hole. Yes, I did open these with a fid. Now we'll go across back here just like we did before, and from the inside out. Now we will continue all the way down this way. Straight across in the back, down and 2 in the front. For the final strand, we will come out that last open hole from the back, and now we'll do some actual braiding. We go over this first one, under this second one, over the third one. Now we will go down into the hole that only has one strand in it so far. Now, we will go straight across the back. And we'll do the same thing. We go over the first one, under the second one, over the third one, and down in the next hole that only has one strand in it. You can see we're now getting a nice braid. So we go once again straight across the back, over the first one, under the second one, over the third one, and then we will go down in the next one that has only one strand. And we'll continue this all the way down.